Hello student, last time we have studied the wave nature of light, and in wave nature of light we know that anything which has wave nature will have certain frequency, will have certain wavelength and speed. So we can write the relation between speed, frequency and wavelength, and the relation is speed of light equals to frequency of light into wavelength. Velocity of light equals to frequency into wavelength. From here we can calculate frequency equal to c upon lambda. The value of c is fixed, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So wave number is defined as 1 by lambda. The wave number of any wave is equal to inverse of lambda, and that is equals to 1 by lambda. So whatever we have learned, on that basis we will solve one numerical and we'll check whether we are able to apply what we have learned or not. Question is, calculate the wavelength, frequency and wave number of a light wave whose period is 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 seconds. So t is given, t equals to 2 into 10 to the power minus 10 second. From here we can calculate frequency. We know frequency equals to 1 upon time. Remember, frequency is inverse of time period. Frequency equals to 1 upon t. So we'll apply this concept and we'll determine the frequency. Frequency sometimes is represented by small f as well as mu. So here we will represent by mu. So mu will be 1 upon t equals to, t is given 1 divided by 2 into 10 to the power minus 10, and this will be equal to 1 by 2 into 10 to the power 10, and so will be equal to 1 by 2 into 10 into 10 to the power 9. We can write here 10 to the power 10 is there, so we can write 10 into 10 to the power 9. If we divide here, there will be 5 into 10 to the power 9 hertz. Frequency will be hertz or second inverse, that is also known as second inverse. Unit of frequency is hertz or second inverse. So we have here frequency mu equals to 5 into 10 to the power 9 hertz. Now we have to calculate wavelength. We know that mu is equals to c by lambda, and value of c is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and value of lambda we have to calculate. Then lambda will be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second divided by value of lambda we will put here, value of frequency we will put here, when frequency value is 5 into 10 to the power 9 hertz or second inverse. This second will go upside, second inverse, this second will cancel out, and we'll have the unit meter. So 3 into 10 to the power 8 divided by 5 into 10 to the power minus 9. When base are same, then we add power. So we can write here lambda equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 1 divided by 5. To solve this question, we multiply by 10 on numerator as well as denominator. We will have here 2. So we will have 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So wavelength will be 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. This is how we can solve question related to wavelength. Next we have to find the wave number. Right now we have studied that wave number nu bar is equals to 1 upon lambda. Value of lambda is 1 by 6 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So this 10 to the power 2 will go upside. So 1 by 6 into 10 to the power 2 meter inverse. Unit of wave number will be meter inverse. From here we can calculate We can take 110 from this 10 to the power 2, we'll have 10 by 6 into 10 to the power 1 meter inverse. If we divide this, then there will be 1, 6 1 just 1, 40, then 6, and then 6. We will have 1.66 into 10 to the power 1, or we can just multiply this value, and this will be 16.6 meter inverse. This will be the answer. So this is how we can find wave number, we can determine wavelength, and we can determine frequency. We are going to study, that is, particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. So in particle nature of electromagnetic radiation, first we have to understand what was the need of particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. On the basis of wave nature, we cannot explain following properties of matter, that is, the nature of emission of radiation from hot body. Whenever we heat any body, then with the increase in temperature, the frequency of radiation emitted changes. So why this change is observed, we cannot explain by assuming the wave nature of radiation. Second, ejection of electron from metal surface. Whenever light falls over any metal surface, then it causes ejection of electron from that metal surface. So by assuming the wave nature, we cannot explain the photoelectric effect, that is, ejection of electron from metal surface. Similarly, we cannot explain variation of heat capacity of solid as a function of temperature by assuming wave nature of light. And line spectra of hydrogen atoms cannot be explained by assuming wave nature of electromagnetic radiation. To explain all these phenomena, we have to assume that light has particle nature, and Planck gave concept that light is quantized. According to Planck, electromagnetic radiation is quantized. Electromagnetic radiation is quantized. And its energy is given as E equals to h mu. This energy is given as E equals to h mu, where h equals to Planck's constant and mu equals to frequency of electromagnetic radiation. According to this, light comes in the form of small packets, and that packet is known as photon. Name of that packet is known as photon. Light comes in the form of a small bundle of energy, a small packet, and that packet is known as photon, and the energy of that photon is given by the relation E equals to h mu, where h is Planck's constant and mu is frequency of electromagnetic radiation. Value of Planck's constant is given as 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. This is the value of Planck's constant. So if we know the frequency of any electromagnetic radiation, then we can determine the energy of that photon by this relation E equals to h mu. Next topic, we are going to study photoelectric effect. So what happens in photoelectric effect, that whenever any electromagnetic radiation falls over the metal surface, then it results in ejection of electron from the metal surface. When electromagnetic radiation of certain frequency falls over the metal surface, then it results in ejection of electron from the metal surface, and this phenomenon is known as photoelectric effect. Why this is photo? Photo means photon. Photon is colliding with the metal surface and then it is causing ejection of electron. That's why this is known as photoelectric effect. That is ejection of electron with the help of photon. So all electromagnetic radiation cannot cause ejection of electron. There are photons with certain minimum frequency which can cause ejection of electron, and that minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. So we can define threshold frequency as the minimum frequency of light which causes ejection of electron from metal surface is known as threshold frequency. Minimum frequency of electromagnetic radiation which causes ejection of electron ejection of electron from metal surface is known as ejection of electron from metal surface is known as threshold frequency. The threshold frequency is denoted by mu naught. Notation for threshold frequency is mu naught. This is notation of threshold frequency. Next we will define work function. What is work function in case of photoelectric effect? Work function is represented by phi, and it is explained as threshold frequency was the minimum amount of energy required to eject electron, and work function is minimum amount of energy required. Threshold frequency was minimum frequency required to eject electron from metal surface. Work function is minimum amount of energy required to eject electron from metal surface. So it is defined as minimum amount of energy required to eject electron from metal surface is known as work function. Work function of that metal known as work function of that metal. Work function will vary metal to metal. It will not be fixed for all metals. Suppose if we take iron metal, then iron metal will have different work function, copper metal will have different work function, magnesium will have different work function, cesium will have different work function. So it varies metal to metal. So we can write work function phi as phi equals to h mu naught. This is the work function. Now kinetic energy of ejected electron. How we can calculate kinetic energy of ejected electron? This kinetic energy will be equal to the frequency. Suppose this is a metal surface, and on this metal surface electromagnetic radiation of certain frequencies falling down. Suppose this is h nu, and this causes ejection of electron from the metal surface. Then we have to determine what is the kinetic energy of this ejected electron. So kinetic energy of this ejected electron will be the energy falling on the metal, h mu, minus the energy required to eject the electron, the minimum amount of energy required to eject the electron. And the minimum energy required to eject electron from metal surface is work function phi. So maximum kinetic energy will be given as h nu minus phi. This is the relation, and we know that phi equals to h mu naught. So from here we can calculate. From here we can write k max equals to h mu minus h mu naught. If we will take here h Planck's constant common, then we will have mu minus mu naught. So k max will be this one, h mu minus mu naught. So this is how we can determine the maximum kinetic energy of ejected photoelectron. From this relation we can see that kinetic energy of ejected electron, k max, maximum kinetic energy of ejected electron, is directly proportional to frequency of electromagnetic radiation falling over the metal surface. So kinetic energy is directly proportional to frequency of electromagnetic radiation falling over the metal surface. We know that kinetic energy is given as half mv square, and here we are talking about the kinetic energy of electron. So we can write this equals to 1 by 2 mve square. So in place of k max we can write 1 by 2 mv square equals to h mu minus mu naught. As well as we can write half mv square equals to h nu minus phi. So from here we can write h mu equals to phi plus half mv square. This relation also we can establish. One more important point is that with increase in intensity of light, number of photoelectrons increases. Number of photoelectrons increases. This is very important. With increase in intensity of light, number of photoelectrons, more will be the intensity of light, more will be the number of photoelectrons ejected from the metal surface. So in this question we can see that we have frequency is given, and this frequency is 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. Frequency is given. Then we know the relation E equals to h mu. Value of h is 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second, and value of frequency given in question is 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. So we can see here E equals to h mu. Value of h is 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second, and value of frequency is 5 into 10 to the power 14 hertz. If we multiply both value, then we'll have 5 3s are 15, 5 6 are 30 plus 1 31, 5 6 are 30 plus 3 33.15 into 10 to the power minus 20. But if you write in scientific form, then this value will be 3.315 into 10 to the power minus 19. We'll have this value. Now this is the energy of one photon. Energy of 1 mole of photon will be equal to energy of 1 mole photon. Energy of 1 mole photon will be, in the question we have to calculate energy of 1 mole of photon. 1 mole photon will be equal to E, energy of 1 photon, multiplied by Na. Na is Avogadro number. So this will be equal to 3.315 into 10 to the power minus 19 multiplied by 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. If we multiply these two values, then we will get this value will be 19.9563 into 10 to the power 4. 19.9563 into 10 to the power 4. I can write this value here. So if we multiply, our value will be on multiplication 19.9563 into 10 to the power 4 joule. So to convert into kilojoule, we need to divide by 1000. So here we'll have 199.563 kilojoule per mole. This will be the energy of 1 mole of photon, that is 199.563 kilojoule per mole.